Hello, hello. All right. Okay. Good for you. All right. Um. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about as limits x approach infinity. As the limit x approach infinity, and this is the topic of the day. Okay. Now this happened to be a AP favorite topic, one of the favorite topic. There's a lot of favorite things that AP exam usually ask. So it's AP exam favorite. And it's best if you understand it today. So you can ask me questions and make sure you understand everything, and then we can move on. Okay. So AP exam favorite, you're gonna see this question over and over on multiple choice, and they're very easy to do. And you already learned some last year, but this year we can talk about even more details. So now I'm going to say it as limits x approach to infinity of 1 over x. What do you think that is? I know you know. Max, what do you think? Okay. Anybody else? Samuel, what do you think? Infinity? Okay. Leon, what do you think?
0.
0. Caitlin?
I want to say infinity.
You want to say infinity? That's fair. Oliver?
0.
0. Fabian?
Infinity.
Infinity? Jacob?
1 over x.
1 over x? Well, you had to approach infinity. Hannah? Infinity? Okay. So there's two parts. There was the people who think infinity and there's people who think 0. Okay. And so then you're gonna start understand what does that mean. So the best way to understand is this. Imagine that if you plug in 10, that's 0.1, right? Imagine you plug in 100 is what? So as I'm approaching larger number, this output becomes smaller, right? But it's not small where they go to negative. It's just gonna smaller towards 0. So approaching 0, and that's a very big deal. That's a very big deal. It doesn't even matter which way approach. It doesn't matter. Long as it's a number over x. The number could be 1,000. Does it matter? No, because when the bottom is infinite, that's still going to cancel a lot of zeros. That's when it becomes insignificant. Like just say Elon Musk has like, I don't know how many $1 trillion or whatever, or multiple $2 trillion company. And if you have $1,000 compared to Elon Musk, you're still nothing. You're not even worth a penny to him. Okay, so it becomes insignificant. Does that make sense? Now, what happens if I have limits as x approach to negative infinity of 1 over x? Does that change anything? No, because it's going to approach 1 over negative 10, 0.1, negative. 1 over negative 100 is negative 0.01. 1,000 is equal to negative 0.01. Right? It's going to 0, but it's in different direction going towards 0. So eventually that's still equal to 0. 0. Yes.
Hold that graph up.
Oh yeah, let's look at a graph. And I always liked when people ask me the question is the graph. So 1 over x. I'm going toward 0. See, if I'm x approaching, what happened? Going to 0, but you're gonna zoom in. It's not really touching 0, but it's going towards 0. It's a plateau into 0. Is that okay? So this is fairly easy to understand. Now remember last year in pre-calc, your teacher from Kench, Ollie, or me, we always ask you this question. What happened limit x approach infinity of 3x squared minus 2 over 6x to the third minus 2x squared minus 1. So we says, hey, what happened x approach infinity on this question last year? What would you answer me last year? Jacob, I know Andy knows. Don't worry, Andy. I'm gonna ask on a question that you have a little bit more challenging because
You would have to find the holes in the vertical asymptotes in that, right? And zero as well.
well, you have the right approach on that topic. We did have to find the whole vertical asymptote, horizontal asymptote, yes. But I'm only asking a simple question: what happened x approach infinity at this particular case?
It's 3x cubed
3x squared.
square.
I know Andy knows because this won't be a question to challenge him. I'm challenged because if Andy says something, Caden's gonna follow or Jacob's gonna follow because
Don't group me with Caden. Don't do that.
you guys are sent BC.
No, don't do that.
No.
Don't do that. I'm gonna cry when I get home.
What, you're worse than him?
Yeah, bro, I'm worse than him. No, you're supposed to praise me for my effort, and then you're supposed to.
I'm not gonna glaze you. No.
I didn't say glaze, bro. I did not say glaze. You know what that means?
No.
Yeah. So don't say it if you don't know what it means.
I know what it.
No, but you don't know what it means.
Oh no, that part I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. So don't
I,
say it.
okay.
Because you don't know what you're saying right now.
Okay. Next question. Do you have an answer for me? Lee, what do you think?
I'm thinking we have to like set the number line and then find out if it's positive.
Ethan?
Always factor.
Oliver?
You have to look at the degree.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Olivia, what do you think?
I've never.
Oh boy. Emma?
I think I have to look at the degrees too.
Okay, so what does it eventually equal to?
I don't know. Infinity.
Miranda?
Is it half?
No. Ethan?
If you're looking at
Okay, it is 0. Andy, is that what you're gonna say?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
So your teacher probably told you which degree is larger. The bottom degree is larger is going towards 0. Your last year probably teacher told you that. But this year I'm gonna tell you why they are equal to 0. So you have to understand that why they are equal to 0. So what you do is you divide by, so you might want to write this down, divide by highest degree of denominator. Divided by highest degree of denominator. In this case, I want to divide by highest degree of denominator. What is the highest degree of denominator? 3. So we want to divide it by x cubed. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to copy, and I'm going to paste here, and I'm going to divide it by highest degree, so I'm going to divide it by x cubed. And therefore its limits as x approach infinity of 3 over x minus 2 over x cubed over 6 minus 2 over x minus 1 over x cubed.
Wow.
Now what happened? If you have x on the bottom and it's rich infinity, what it always end up to be? So this is going toward what? 0, right? And this is going toward what? And this is going to what? And this is going to what? And this is going to what? 6. So the answer is 0 over 6. So it's 0. So that's why they have 0. You divide it by highest degree of denominator. Why denominator? Because denominator determines everything here. Now, if you look at the horizontal asymptote, this is going to go in toward 0. Now, what happened in this case? When limits x approach infinity of 2x squared minus 4x over 6x squared plus 2x. So what happened when limit x approach infinity about this case?
Both are squared.
They both are square.
Yeah.
Is what? Yeah.
1/3.
1/3. Why?
They both have the same degree, so we
Yeah.
take the coefficients.
Yeah, that's why you learn breakout, right? But in calculus, we cannot say that. We have to say limits x approach infinity of 2x squared over x squared, we divided by highest degree of denominator, 4x over x squared over 6x squared over x squared minus 2x over x squared. Because that will be eventually limits x approach to infinity 2 minus 4 over x over 6 minus 2 over x squared. This becomes 0, this becomes 0, this becomes 2 over 6, and that's equal to 1/3. Now you're going to say, I could have just memorized that. Yeah, great. But I cannot give you a point because you did not show me how did it come. And the memorization is because of this, but not because of anything else. So we're going to show you the understanding because it's going to help you in Calc 2. If you understand more of this, it's going to help you understand Calc 2. Yes.
How come that's 2 over x squared? Like the 4 is 4 over x.
Yeah, the 2 over x. Yeah. It doesn't. Yeah. Is that okay? What happened when limits as x approach infinity? Now, in this case, it's going to be 3x to the third minus 2x over 2x to the second minus 1. So what happened if I limit x approach infinity in this case? What is the highest degree of denominator? So you divide it by x squared every term. And you're going to see that limits as x approach infinity is equal to 3x to the third minus 2x over 2x squared minus 1. And I'm going to divide it by highest degree of denominator, which is this is going to be x squared, x squared, x squared, x squared. Now you're going to realize that limits as x approach infinity of 3x minus 2 over x over 2 minus 1 over x squared. This is equal to 0, 0. However, here is what? If I plug in infinity, what? 3 infinity over 2, right? And then if I have infinity times 3 over 2, it's still infinity. So in this case, it's just infinity. There's nothing else, just infinity. Yes. We divide by x squared.
Highest degree of
Denominator, not numerator. Yes.
So infinity over anything is just the infinity.
Yeah. And I just say infinity over 5.
Infinity over infinity would be 1.
Ah, that's a great question. No, you come up with a great question. What's infinity over infinity? Remember, 0 over 0 is indeterminate.
Right.
There's another indeterminate form. It's called infinity over infinity. So that those two that we're gonna investigate further later on when we learn L-Hopper rule. But we don't know L-Hopper rule right now, so we don't know how to do.
Peter Griffin taught it.
Who's Peter Griffin?
Hey,
I showed you the video.
Huh?
We got that one.
Oh. Okay. Yes, Ethan.
What the infinities in the denominator?
Okay.
What if infinity in denominator? So if you have number over infinity is what?
0, because that's what we're on 0.
Yeah, so that's the case that when you have
Say 0. This is fully going third.
number over infinity.
Oh, Peter Griffin.
Peter Griffin. Now I know that's a family guy. Okay, so 0/6. Is that okay? Now, what happened if I reach negative infinity in this case? What happened if I have limits as x approach negative infinity of 2x squared minus 4x over 6x squared plus 2x? What happened if I reach negative infinity? Does that make any changes? No, why not?
2x squared minus
It's still going to be limits x approach the negative infinity of, if I said 2x squared over x squared minus 4x over x squared, 6x squared over x squared plus 2x over x squared. I'm reaching negative infinity instead. So limits as x approach to negative infinity of 2 minus 4 over x, 6 plus 2 over x. This, regardless which way, is reaching 0 from the opposite end. So it's still going to 0 because you are talking about 4 over 100, negative 100, 4 over negative 1,000, 4 over negative 10,000. It's still getting smaller, but from the negative side. Does that make sense? So this one's going to go to 0. It's still going to go 0. The answer is still going to be 2/6. So that means there was 2/6. Is when they reach negative infinity. So negative infinity does not make too many changes. It will make change later. Right now it doesn't. Okay? Right now it doesn't on regular rational functions. So we're going to talk about how do we find horizontal asymptote. Now this is on the AP exam a lot. It's on AP exam a lot.
So would negative infinity over anything equal negative infinity though?
Negative infinity over infinity is but indeterminate.
Not over infinity over. Would that be negative infinity?
Yeah.
Okay.
Horizontal asymptote and vertical asymptote. We already know how to find a vertical asymptote. How do we find a vertical asymptote?
But then is it canceling by the whole? Is the
Emily, it's kind of right. It's the remainder denominator. The remain denominator. Set it equal to 0. Remain, what I mean, sometimes you have cancel factor. So those cancel factor is a whole, not a vertical asymptote. So the key thing is the remain denominator equal to 0, right? The remaining one equal to 0. That's what you have to do on your last test, is the non-remote discontinuity. Yes.
So the zeros are the one that's on the numerator?
On the numerator, it's going to be the zeros, yes. But the denominator, remain denominator, is a vertical asymptote.
Gotcha.
Now, horizontal asymptote is different. Horizontal asymptote is actually limit as x approach infinity of f of x. Now, and the limits x approach to negative infinity of f of x. Now, that's going to equal to some type of number. We're going to call it L. This is the definition of horizontal asymptote. And this is a big deal. This is a big deal. We're going to talk about that. If you reach infinity and negative infinity, you can have a number. And that number is some type of number you can get. Okay, I could have two horizontal asymptotes. Because you could have reached negative infinity is one asymptote. You can reach negative infinity or positive infinity and negative infinity is two separate ones. But I don't think that you haven't seen questions that have two horizontal asymptotes. Or you haven't seen a function with two horizontal asymptotes. So it's very important for you guys to understand definition of horizontal asymptote is because of those two. So I'm going to investigate on this questions. This question is what we're going to investigate. Is square root of 4x squared plus 5 over 6x plus 2. 6x plus 2. And we say, hey, that's fine. Horizontal asymptote. Now, let's find it. Limits as x approach infinity of 4x squared plus 5 over 6x plus 2. What is the highest degree of denominator in this case? What is it? 1. So it's x to the 1, right? We're going to divide it by x to the 1. So we're going to copy. And I'm going to paste here. Now this time I'm going to divide by x to the 1. But in here it's going to be x. That's easy because that's the denominator. But what if it's inside the radical? Landon, what'd you say? Square what? Square root of x?
Oh, x squared.
X squared. Yeah, why is it x squared?
Since it's a square root becomes x.
Yeah. Square root of x squared is equal to x. Well, sort of. We're going to go back to determine whether that's true or not. They are sort of true. They are not entirely true, but they're sort of true. So square root x squared is equal to x, right? So you can divide it by x squared inside the radical. And as opposed to outside the radical, you're going to divide it by x because the root is 2. So square root of x squared is equal to x. Sort of. This becomes limits as x approaches infinity of 4 plus 5 over x squared, all over 6 plus 2 over x. Do you see that this is equal to what? And this is also equal to what? And that's equal to 2 over 6. Square root of 6 is, square root of 4 is 2, and that's 1/3, right? So we got one horizontal asymptote at 1/3. My next question is actually kind of hard. Yes. No. No. Square root of 4 is equal to 2. Not plus minus 2. However, if you have x squared is equal to 4, x equal to plus minus square root of 4, which is equal to plus minus 2. There's a difference. This is x equal to square root of 4. Square root of 4 is equal to 2. That's it. One solution. Because if this is 1, and that's one solution. But this is 2, that means there's 2 solutions. If you square root both sides on x squared, you're going to get 2 solutions. Got it? But here's the question. What does square root x squared look like? Have you guys ever think about square root x squared look like? It's really weird, right? What is the home? And I'm going to click on the square root x squared graph. Yeah, look at the x squared look like this, right? And look at like root x is look like this. But then square root x squared graph is actually look like this. So this x squared graph look like it. And this square root x look like that. And you combine both graphs, it actually becomes absolute value x.
Can you show us what the x graph looks like?
X is going to look like this.
Okay, I understand.
Okay, good. So now we're going to say square root x is equal to absolute value x rather than x. But that means there was a piecewise function x when x is greater than 0. And x is x less than 0, negative x. So there's 2 functions, right? So then you say, okay, well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to say limits as x approach to negative infinity on the left side, right? Pay attention. This is negative infinity. Now I'm going to say 4x squared plus 5 over 6x plus 2. So we're going to say limits as x approach to negative infinity is going to be 4x squared plus 5 all over 6x plus 2. So technically, you divide it by this by x. And you divide this by x. This is fairly easy. Is that okay? Now here is actually 1 over root x squared, right? But remember, we're reaching the left side. that means it's the negative version of left. So it creates limits x approaching the negative infinity of 4x squared plus 5 over x squared over x squared, and this is 6x over x, and the plus 2 over x, but there's a negative sign in front. Because we're going to the left side. We're going to use the left side of the function of absolute value. And then you say, okay, well, that's just going to give you a simplifying, then that's going to give you a negative 2 over 6. That's equal to negative 1 over 3. So there was two horizontal asymptotes. One is positive 1/3 and one is negative 1/3, usually occurring with radical one, because the radical part is actually interesting. Okay. So with that being said, what was the question again? 4x squared plus 5, right?
Can you explain why it turned negative?
Yeah, I'm gonna explain that part again. Divided by what? Okay, good. Because this one has to be negative, because square root x squared is equal to absolute value x, right? And if I'm going to the negative infinity, I'm going to use this function, negative x.
Okay.
In order to negative x, it's going to be negative square root of x squared. So I'm going to choose the negative sign because I want to guarantee there's a negative sign in the front. So therefore, it's going to be negative sign outside. So if you think about this answer is 1/3, the other answer is going to be negative 1/3. Kind of like what Miranda is saying, why can it be plus minus? But it's due to different reasons. It's not because of anything else. Yes, Jacob?
Yeah, so if it's negative infinity, we basically just have to know to put a negative sign in front of whatever we're doing.
In the long term, if you don't understand and if you got the right answer on the AP exam, yes, there's a plus minus in terms of a square root one.
Okay,
Okay.
that's cool.
And then let's look at this. Look at say y equal to 1/3, right? And you can press the red thing right here. You can press that. If you press longer, you can change the color. You can change the line to a dash line. It becomes dash line. And you say y equal to negative 1/3. And you can change that line, press longer. Then it's going to give you, wait, hold on a second. Like this. So you look at the left side, right? What happened to go to infinite? It's plateau into that value. Are we okay here? Look at the right side. But do they cross that horizontal asymptote? Actually, look at it. Did they cross them? Did they cross them? And you're like, wait, I thought horizontal asymptote, you cannot cross them. Right? So you see like this, it's going further from the asymptote. If I keep on scrolling down, guess what? Do you see they come back? They come back toward the asymptote. Do you see that? It's getting closer, right? I'm just kind of keep on scrolling. Do you see that they're getting closer? Okay, but here's the question. Wait, I thought all the teacher told you says asymptote cannot be touched, but this is a cross. But let's go back and look at the definition. The definition is limit x approaching infinite or limit x approaching the negative infinite. They don't care somewhere in between. They don't care somewhere in between. Does that make sense? Now, here's the thing. If you don't understand this, I'm trying to give you like a very, very like easy analogy, and this may not be it may not be appropriate, but that's okay. So you ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say a vertical asymptote is like a person that's for sure gay. You look at them, they were like this, they were like this. Yeah, they're all gay. There's no injustify of that. There's no way it's gonna change it. They're not gonna tell you they are straight either. I remember I got upset. I was teaching a class and I was telling one of my teacher assistant. His name is Kelly, And I was like, yeah, he's gay. And he's like, no, you cannot say that. I was like, no, he looks gay. It doesn't matter. Nothing can change that. So I went up to him. I said, hey, are you gay? He's like, yes, I'm gay, and I'm proud of it. And I was like, okay, yeah. So to see, I just told you, I'm not offended him. I'm not offending that person. Okay, it's like a vertical asymptote. You never touch them. Like a vertical asymptote. Okay, but now let's think about it. There's other type of gay is they become gay later in life. Later, the key word is later. When they go to infinite. Does that make sense? So in the mid part of their life, they experience both gender. They can experience, hey, try one, and it's like, no, that's not gonna work. Then go to the other one. They say, oh, yeah, this work. This is me. Eventually, so a vertical asymptote is they are a person that for sure gay, right? And the horizontal asymptote is eventually gay. There's a difference. I don't know if that analogy makes sense, but I'm not offending anybody. I'm not offending anybody. I'm just telling you. I don't care if you're gay or not, whatever. I don't really care. What is it? I just told you that this is. But hopefully I'm not offending anybody. But if you put me on TikTok, it become viral. Okay. So, and I get fired. But yeah, I mean, we're just trying to think about the things that make sense. I have a lot of like things like this in section just makes sense for me, but it's like this. So that's why in the middle part here, again, this is what happened between 1.4 and 1.8. I don't really care at the age of 14, age of 18. They eventually later, when they get to 80 or 90, they become gay, and that's whatever, right? This is when you go to infinite. Yeah, I'd really met a person before that he's married, he's with kids, and then he decided, okay, now I'm gonna gay. No, seriously, that happened. I met a person before like that. It's not a problem.
Okay, now I'm gonna get it.
So Jacob, next time if I call you horizontal asymptote, you know what I meant.
It's funny, bro. What about oblique asymptote? What about oblique asymptote?
I did not. I call you horizontal asymptote.
What about oblique asymptote? Why'd you pick me, bro?
Because I can make fun of you and not get offended.
Okay, fair.
I appreciate people like that, like separate. I always offend him, but he's okay. But you know, somebody had to be a target. I don't want to make fun of the kids, and then next thing I'm gonna get a complaint about me.
I'm gonna go to the office and
You're gonna go to Blevin and says,
I'm
yeah.
gonna write a complaint about you. Unless you change
My teacher called me horizontal asymptote. my teacher called me horizontal asymptote. I don't feel fair.
Stop right now.
All right. So there are two other chances. There are two other situations that you have two horizontal asymptote. One is this one. Sorry, I just like to make fun of life. I think life's too short, and I think you just have to make fun of it. I think if you're gonna be sad about everything, then you're gonna be grumpy all the time. Yeah. No. Okay. All right. So f of x equal to absolute value x over 2x minus 1. Now, this case, you also have two horizontal asymptotes, but it's due to the absolute value of x. But you can see why, because if you have limits as x approach infinity of absolute value of x over 2x minus 1, we're going to have to approach infinity. So we're going to use the piecewise function of the x of 2x minus 1, right? Now, if I reach negative infinity of absolute value x over 2x minus 1, this one's going to be limit as x approach negative infinity of negative x over 2x minus 1. If we're going to reach negative infinity in this case, it's going to be negative x rather than positive x. So this will give you negative 1/2. This is going to give you 1/2. So you're going to two horizontal asymptote. One is positive 1/2, one is negative 1/2. So it's a very similar situation as the square root one. Okay, it's a very similar situation square root because square root x squared is absolute value of x. So they behave almost roughly the same. Now, you're gonna say, is that horizontal asymptote is always end up the same number but different sign? Not entirely true either. So there's more to it because this part AP exam is not like this as this one, but AP exam love this, right? They love this. They love the one with radicals because they usually two. Okay, so AP exam like this kind of situation. I like this kind of situation because you're gonna see it on the next week's quiz. Cool. Now, what happened if I have this case? 3 minus 2e to the x over 7e to the x minus 14. Yeah, minus 14. Now, so this case is a little bit different because this case you're gonna get two different numbers rather than the same number. So two different numbers. And this is the case that you get two different numbers. So let's find vertical asymptote first. How do I find vertical asymptote? Set 7e to the x minus 14 is equal to 0, right? Can I solve for that? Can I do this, right? And then say, can I say x equal to ln2? And that's a vertical asymptote. Fairly easy. Denominator equal to 0, solve for x. You should know how to solve for x because you got to pre-calc already. So that's first situation. So x approach to infinity of 3 minus 2 to the e to the x over 7e to the x minus 14. So we're going to reach infinity. Now, reaching infinity, usually we divide by highest degree. Not a big issue. You divide it by highest degree, denominator is what? What do you think? No. What do you divide it by top and bottom by? No. EX. EX is 2.7. By the way, E is 2.718. You have to know that number because this is one of the most special number in the world. And limit x approach to infinity, this is going to be 3e to the x minus 2, right? Over 7 minus 14 over e to the x. Now, what happens when you x on denominator? When you reach infinity? That's equal to 0. That's equal to 0. And that's equal to negative 2 over 7. Fairly easy, right? Negative 2 over 7. You got it. Now, what happens when limit x approaches negative infinity? What happens when limit x approaches negative infinity? It turns out, at this situation, you don't want to divide it by e to the x because you actually want to try direct substitution. You actually want to try direct substitution. So what do you mean by direct substitution? What happens e to the negative infinity is, you guys need to know what's e to the negative infinity. Everybody in this room, if you get nothing today, you have to know what's e to the negative infinity is. What's e to the negative infinity? And he says 0, Max says 0. Why are they 0? Think about it. If I overchange this, that'll be e to the infinity, right? That's when to negative, it changed to the other side. That's equal to 0. Another way to think about it is a better way to look at it is actually graphically understanding. When they reach go to negative infinity, guess what? It's 0. Limits x approach negative infinity of 3 minus 2 e to the negative infinity. So negative e to the negative infinity, 7 e to the negative infinity minus 14. What happened with that? That becomes 3 minus 2 times 0, right? 7 times 0, right? And then minus 14. So it's actually 3 over negative 14. So there's two horizontal asymptotes. In this case, they are not the same. Because you can plug in e to the negative infinity, direct substitution actually work in this situation, which is actually make it much easier problem, at the same time make it much harder problem because usually people on a test don't remember that. Yes.
The next question, like, are we ever gonna have to do e to the positive infinity?
E to the positive infinity is just infinity.
Just infinity.
Yeah, because you think about it, e is between 2 and 3, right?
Okay.
Just because 2 to infinity is 2 to the power multiple times, it's just going to be a really large number. That's why in the positive infinity, you had to divide it by e to the x on top and bottom. Or you can do El Opto rule from Peter Grissom.
I'm curious.
Peter,
like t always.
uh,
I'm curious. So, like, I understand the purpose of a number like pi because of the on the unit circle, but like, why is Euler's number 2.71?
you asking like I think that's what's the difference between you and a lot of students here. You asking a very good question, and I really think like if I have you earlier in like a freshman, I think I will put you on a math team because you actually ask a phenomenal question each time. Now this is how I determine how the student is. I don't determine student by test grade usually. I determine is what kind of question they ask. He's asking great questions. You guys should start thinking about all the things like what possible it can be instead of just like what I say is true. He's challenging me every time, and I actually enjoy that challenge because he's pushing me on a better for better become a better teacher.
I stop with the glaze, bro.
Now use glaze. Okay, fine. Um, so you should always ask questions. But if anything to the infinity, your question says, what was your question again?
Why is Euler's number 2.71?
We're gonna come back to answer that in chapter 5. Okay, but right now I cannot answer that because I don't have ability to answer that. But if you were in my pre-calc class, we actually go through like the situation. How do you get 2.718? But in calculus, we're gonna actually spend it more. But I'm pretty sure Peter Griffin will teach you how to 2.718 come in.
Okay. Yeah.
Look it up. Maybe there's a family guy video.
Appreciate it.
If you want to know it early.
Appreciate it.
Does that make sense? Do you understand everything before we go today? Are you sure? All this will be on AP exam. I'll be my quiz next week, Friday. Okay, the Friday we're gonna talk about. Tuesday we're gonna talk about definition of derivative, a definition of alternative derivative, and then we're gonna maybe do a power rule, and we're gonna do a quiz. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
On Monday we're gonna grade them. We're just gonna give out and we're gonna grade them. Everybody should have a red pen, not blue, not black. Try to use red. I mean, if you worst to worst, you don't have red pen. I will buy some, or you can try to borrow some. Any questions about it? No? Okay. Hopefully you enjoy my analogy.
I'll be telling everyone about it.
You should we get a shirt.
I'm for it.
What's that? And I have a link of my video of a barcode. Of a barcode and no, that's a great idea actually. That's so messed up. That's messed up.
I really enjoyed that lesson. That was really, really interesting. Like when you showed the graph, when like before you made the analogy, like I was just like, wow, like this is so cool. It's really interesting.
Yeah, and the other thing, like that's what a lot of math teachers cannot do because I have a lot of experience for those things because a lot of teachers don't know why there's quote unquote asymptote cross. A lot of people don't know why. I mean, right now you can probably go ask on and you'll get like, oh, okay, I've never seen that happen before, but it does happen. But this is a thing because I know a lot of. I'm a math nerd, so I know a lot of those details.
They went to got -12 in the first question. Yeah, that's what I got.
Why do you use direct substitution? Because you can plug in negative infinity right away. Because that's just gonna go approach. Because e to the negative infinity is like the graph. Look at the graph of e to the infinity. It's going to negative infinity. Yeah. So that one you can just do direct substitution. Yes.
All right.
This question where we said like about this. When it crosses the horizontal asymptote, what if we were to ask the limit of x approaches a value where it crosses the asymptote? Would that does that make
Can
sense?
you repeat again?
So in this question, when you said that we have a horizontal asymptote, but it crosses it somehow, right? If we were to say
You don't have to cross. You have option to cross and not cross. Sometimes the horizontal asymptote on both ends is going to be like this way. Only sometimes in the sign inside a radical, you can experience those actually. It's actually, it happened in, I believe it's in the sign inside the radical, whether they are plus or minus. That's where it decide cross or don't cross. In this case, it does cross, but if you change it to -5, they actually don't cross. Because due to different reasons. So they are not, because the -5 you have a domain situation. So you actually don't see the middle part of the graph. Because if you change it to the -5, go back home, try it. Type in, even you go out of the classroom, try to type in, it says 45 from -5, you actually don't see the middle part of the graph because the domain doesn't allow you to be x in the middle region. And actually you don't see anything. So they don't cross at all. So sometimes they cross because it's a +5. And so it's very interesting how about all those things, and it's actually thinking about and even like today, like I was trying different problem and I discover new things each time. Like every time I plug in decimals, I see a new thing, and I use that experience kind of guide you guys because I haven't tried. The reason why like I think I'm a better teacher than other people is
experiment?
yeah, because a lot of time is experiment, a lot of time is what student tells me,
Yeah.
and it's like student will tell me says.
Wait, can I send that? Is there homework this weekend?
Yeah.
Can I send it?
Can you send it?
I want to send it in the group chat.
Okay, later. I don't have it right.
All right. I'll message you.
Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Only on like 40 minutes of sleep.
Well, I didn't have time to print the test.
No way. Let's say you better take it to the long to crash out. You didn't sleep at all.
I didn't have time to print the test.
Wait, you're not gonna take it?
I didn't have time to print the test.
What does that mean? You don't have a printer?
No, I was print this morning, but when I walked past by and I didn't have a time to print it. Yes.
Oh, that team, bro. Yo,
Well, I'm gonna tell you bad news. I didn't have time to print the test.
We're not so bad. No. I'm ready.
No.
For a task, I have to. Doesn't your printer not work?
No, I suppose morning about it.
Okay.
No,
It take me a minute to go over there and. No, not.
no, you didn't print the test.
Oh, it's fake right now. Like it really is fake.
You play ping pong?
No, we got other shit to do.
Let's go over integrals today.
No.
What are we doing?
We're going with two.
We're gonna.
But we can start by going over, make sure everybody understands. Separate, I don't think it's the separate. Do you know everything on the test?
Do you know implicit derivative separ?
I know everything.
Do you know how to do the A and B question?
I know everything.
That's a lie. Then you look, you just woke up. You just woke up.
Each one setting.
Hey, you.
Bro, I literally did the whole thing. I took the test.
I took it another time. I asked ChatGPT to make me another one with different numbers. I took it again. I got like only one question.
There, that was study psych last night.
I was so.
No, I was gonna print out this morning, but I didn't have time.
Bro, I sacrificed my glove test for this shit, bro.
Mr. Glove test is easy. Can I go to the U Chicago thing? Because I signed up for it, but I was gonna go because the test.
Okay, just go.
Okay, thank you.
Why is all those fake fans? Nah, bro, he's a fake.
Bro, I had it doesn't study.
Go, Aiden. Mechanic not right. No, next one. Next one.
So is it time to teach them how to do a derivative?
No. All right, so
Original film. It's just like study film.
I'm gonna check.
I was right.
Somebody applied to it.
Yo, is it?
I have to go ask him for
I got a nice one right now.
like oh not like yeah, letting his mouth oh my
All right, so any question about the review sheet? Oh, you got this. Aria, you got this? Okay. What? What? All right. Can somebody go over number 2 for Ian?
It's just really long.
No, it's not. All right, guys, juniors, you guys stop yapping. All right. The only thing like Aria is going to teach you. So, what else? Is any other questions on the test you need me to help you with? You good? Okay, so we're gonna cover new things.
Okay. Secant cosine with the sun. You have to go to one half. Yes. I haven't. No, I haven't. Why don't you get the number 3?
We'll be looking at it.
All right, so since all the people going to University of Chicago is actually perfect, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about next thing is the mean value theorem. So, and the extreme value, okay. All right. I'm gonna go through it really quick, and I'm gonna assign homework on it.
That's Monday, right? That's gonna be Monday. It's 25 minutes.
Yeah, I think we should not joking.
Whoa. We're gonna do it Monday.
Keep your mouth shut.
We're gonna do it Monday. Challenge accepted.
Mr. Ye, make it only for him though, not for
Only for him.
Wait, I increased my reading, bro. No. Like today, I got a 560 on my reading. Oh, hey, that's me, bro.
No, what's the math though?
Huh? What the math? Are you serious? Bro, I got my stomach was hurt, so I went to the bathroom.
Oh yeah, he did.
I was like freaking out for math.
Wait, together.
Huh?
What did you get?
Wait, what'd you get?
3.
670?
No, I'm saying it's bad. It's bad.
It's worse than 670?
I didn't do like 4 questions per module 1.
What?
What?
How?
Because I was
How?
in the bathroom, bro. Damn. Like, so what are you doing in the bathroom? Taking it. I was trying to get my stomach feel better. I was going to the bathroom.
That's fair.
But bro,
How long are you in the bathroom? You know you can finish in module 1 like at 10 minutes.
I was freaking out yesterday, bro. I was like, so but like,
Wait, it's 2 weeks ago?
yeah.
It's out today?
What?
I'm gonna test somebody.
Not at all. Not at all. I would rather at least 1 point.
All right.
Yeah, I know.
We're gonna go talk about extrema. EVT is one thing I didn't really emphasize on last year because you guys, I cannot hear. Extreme value theorem.
EVT or EVT?
Extreme value theorem. So let me say extreme.
We can't see it.
Okay, sorry. Extreme value theorem. Now this one usually never tested, but it's actually just makes sense. Okay, they say if f is continuous between A to B, then f have both minimum and maximum on the interval. Minimum and the maximum on the interval. So the keyword is actually this part right here. It has to be continuous between bracket A to bracket B. So that means even the endpoint has to be a solid dot. cannot be an open circle. Imagine if you have open circle, right? Imagine that you have situation that you have open circle like this. Like this. You don't have maximum minimum. Because you have open circle there. Right? You have open circle. Or you cannot have an open circle in the middle, of course. You can have something like this. That's no minimum either. Even though you have some value really close to the you can be, you don't know is that are they like 0.01 or 0.001 or they 0.00001. You don't know what is the minimum value in that particular place. Yes.
I have two questions about this. One of them is, what if it's just a flat line? Still
Yeah,
y equals 2.
that's a great question. So y equal to 2, the 2 can be categorized as minimum and maximum at the same time.
Both simultaneously. And the other one is, again, looking at your example, if it's like an X squared type shape and they're both at the same time, would they both be counted as the maximum?
Yep.
Okay. So
You
that-
can have 2 maximum because you look at a sine graph, right? You look at a sine graph have multiple maximums.
but they're all the same.
They're all the same.
Yeah, I guess. Because you're measuring the y, not exactly the x.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
Okay, Fabian, Shaden, I cannot talk over you guys. Let me finish talking. You guys can do your own thing, but I cannot talk over you guys. Okay, so now let's talk about the situation. Now you have some situation like this. If you have something like this, okay. In this case, this point is called relative minimum. This is relative minimum. At the same time, this relative minimum can be absolute minimum. It's also absolute minimum. So it can be relative. Now, relative, the keyword relative, is has to be go down and go back up. You cannot just like go down, that's it, and not come back up. It has to go down and up. Or maximum has to go up and down. So it has to it has 2 things happen. It has to go up and come back down. That's called relative. In a British textbook, and like if you are in IB, they actually don't call it relative. They call it local. And local minimum as opposed to relative minimum. Now, if the absolute, what do they British people call it? They actually call it global maximum and global minimum. They don't talk about absolute. So they use the words just like potato and potato. It's the same thing, but instead they use relative and absolute. And if you use even an IB program, they actually use they use a local or global. Now, a lot of things like this on IB, if you say, okay, if today you go to school in like Europe, they actually don't use slope. They have another word for slope. They actually use gradient. So gradient represents slope. They won't say what is slope of this function at 2. They will be like, what's the gradient of this function at 2? Okay. So the keyword is a little bit different. It depends on which places that you are. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah.
What if it's like a sharp point?
That's still gonna be a minimum because that's a continuous.
Okay.
So that absolute value is a continuous, but it's not differentiable at that particular case.
Would it still be a relative minimum?
Huh? There will still be relative minimum, but it's not differentiable at that point, right? Yes, I did forget to cover differentiable for you.
I studied it.
The differentiable, it means slope on the left had to equal to slope on the right. And if they don't equal each other, it's not differentiable. There's 3 situations not differentiable. Let's talk about which 3 situations not differentiable. Do you guys remember?
This.
3 situations not differentiable. Usually people forget the last one. So the first one's what?
If
That doesn't count.
continuous.
That's not continuous.
Well,
That's
let's just
not.
start with one we've already pointed out. This.
Okay, cusp. So cusp,
Yes, that's an answer.
guys. I cannot talk over you. If you have something, you say it to me, so I can respond to your question. The first thing is a cusp. It's like this is a cusp. This is a cup. Do you guys know which kind of equation is gonna give you a cusp? That's a sharp term, but the specific cusp is
Square root of a square. No, square of a square root.
even over odd powered. Even over odd power, that's gonna give you a cusp. Okay, cusp. This is also a sharp term. So absolute value counts inside the cusp. But if you want a specific cusp, cusp is a different. Cusp has like actually two things at once. It has a sharp turn. It has also the second condition. The second condition is called vertical tangent. Vertical tangent. If you have vertical tangent, it's also not differentiable. Okay. All right. So this is a cusp, but you happen like cusp, there's a vertical tangent in between them because slope of this part where here is vertical. Slope of this part is vertical. A sharp turn is like this. A cusp is like this. And cusp only occur with 2/3 power. Okay? Now the third things that's asked. Who knows when's not differentiable? The third thing. Usually people forget. Usually probably nobody will get it right here. When's the third situation not differentiable?
No. I was going to say when it reaches infinity, but that's not correct because it's only very, very little.
When's the third situation not differentiable?
Whole?
Now like it matter, but I'll give you 5-point extra credit.
Bro, not in.
I'll tell you about walking. Whole?
Stop searching up. Stop cheating. Cheating take 10, 20 points off.
I was helping Fabian read what's differentiable, right? Fabian, right?
Huh?
Yeah.
5 points for you.
What do you think?
Endpoint.
Bro,
Oh, yeah.
I'll put a 5-point on your test.
No, I don't need
Hold on.
Don't need it.
It's too good.
It's too good. Endpoint is not differentiable because it doesn't have a left side of the slope. And also endpoint, like, if you have endpoint like this way, you can only take a derivative approaching from one side. You don't have the other side to come in. So it's not differentiable at that particular point. But endpoint is very hard to tell. So endpoint is not differentiable. Yes.
Wouldn't the derivative of if it can be found a relative minimum or maximum always be zero?
Always zero?
The derivative of a specifically relative minimum or maximum would always be zero.
Not necessary. You can be undefined. Like a cusp is undefined.
I said if it can be found.
Yeah. Usually zero. All right.
There are doesn't exist.
I really need to break up the junior group because junior group are the one that talking a lot.
sentence North Korea, bro. Just do.
So all right, please let me go through stuff. I want to go through. I finish. You guys can do it on your own thing.
Yes, sir.
Now I want to show you something about cusp because this is actually interesting.
Oh, that's still tall.
What? No, I'm gonna show you. Don't worry. So to build this function is start with 2/3 power, right? Start with the x to the 2/3 power. It looks like this. This is the top part of the heart. Okay, this is top part of the heart. Now, do you remember that the top 2/3 of the part of the heart? That's extra 2/3. Now, if you plus square root of r squared plus x squared, do you guys know what a square root r squared minus x squared is? Circle, right? But you mixture the circle with a cusp inside. It's gonna create the ridges. Now, what is the sign of the thing? Sign of a pi x is you putting the graph restricted into inside and increase the frequency and lower the frequencies. So this is what it comes down to. If you adjust the slider, then that becomes a frequency changes. Now frequency changes, then when you look it up, it's actually pretty cool. Like a heartbeat. Okay, so this is I thought was interesting. I remember one kid asked a girl out to homecoming. He's like, "Would you want to be this function?"
They know.
She said yes. She said yes. Huh? I thought it was cute, but that's me.
You already know this is my function.
Huh?
Wait, how does that wait? Maybe it's a function. Oh, no.
Oh, you can reply and define.
Does not exist.
That's how.
That one.
Limitless. Okay, so two things. Do you guys know what is the definition of critical number? What is a critical number? Does anybody tell me what's critical number? What is zero? Yes, derivative equal to zero, but that's the first definition of critical number. There was the second one. Do you guys know? There was the second one. A definition is of critical number. What is the second one? Yes.
F prime of x is undefined.
F prime x is undefined. Thank you. Okay, is that okay? So the definition of a critical number is limit does not exist. Why is that? So this is a situation for this one. Is what me and Yin was talking about earlier. This point here is f prime of x equal to 0. Is that okay? Now you can have this point here. This is f prime of x is the undefined. Now nobody knows the second one, but that's all right. So that is it. Now, if there is a relative minimum at some value, then C is going to be a critical number. So if you have relative maximum minimum at some places, it has to be a critical number. It has to be. Because it can be in this situation and this situation. So that's a very easy one. Okay, so I'm going to give you one question to start with. Do you guys know how to find the extrema on a closing interval? How do I find extrema on closing intervals? Do you guys remember? Okay, so how do I find extrema within intervals A and B? So first thing is to find critical value. Find critical value. Second thing is evaluate critical number. In A and B. Three thing is evaluate endpoints between A and B. And then fourth thing is compare. Compare the outputs, compare the values, and decide what is extrema. Okay. Evaluate critical value in the A and B. Critical numbers. Yeah, critical numbers.
Find the endpoint, find the term, figure out which one sticks out.
And long story short, this is the last year we says build the table. Remember?
Not in the slide.
So this is, in long story short, is gonna be build the table. What AP exam wants you to build a table. And it's very important on the FRQ that you have to build a table. When they ask you the absolute maximum velocity, then you have to take the derivative of the position function to find the velocities. And then you have to find the critical numbers to find out where the velocity is, the acceleration is equal to 0. And then you have to do all that stuff. So a table of endpoints. So this is the question I want you to do is f of x is equal to 3x4 minus 4x to the third. And it's going to be between -1 and 2. Can you tell me where's the absolute maximum value and the absolute minimum value? Now, do you remember what's value mean? So value means the YU is basically just put a line right here, the Y value. So kind of know that. If I ever ask you a value, so separate, I can have two ways to ask you. I can ask you, where does the X occur that there's an absolute maximum? Or I can ask you, what is the absolute maximum value? If I ever ask you value, that means the output. If I ask you where does X happen, that's the input. Does that make sense? Okay. So we want you to do this question. I want you to build a table, and you gotta tell me where is the absolute minimum value and where's absolute maximum value.
I have absolute maximum already.
Are you sure? That kind of seemed like too long because you gotta compare with the endpoints.
No, I know where the endpoint is.
Are you what's the
Yeah. No, wait, it can't be absolute. It can be just fucking
What are you saying, Alejandro?
What's the word for endpoint? It can't be relative, but it can be an absolute.
It cannot be relative because relative it has to be up and down. Right, it has to have a two operation, go down and up. But you can end with the endpoint like this, that's going to be absolute minimum.
I don't know about the stuff you know. I can read.
Does that make sense? Yeah, he's always useless. I like make fun of Sasha. He's so dramatic.
I know I have to be. It's funny.
I love the.
That was hilarious.
Okay, if you know how to do this one, great. I'm gonna give you a harder one. This one's harder to find, okay? So, but you go and finish this one first because make sure you do this one. Now, this one's really tricky. I don't believe anybody can find it, but so I don't believe. I think like, but you guys don't feel challenging.
Does it say 2/3?
Yep. 2x minus 3x to the 2/3.
What are the endpoint?
The endpoint is gonna be between -1 and 3.
Yeah. Sure, yeah.
It's a tutor, yeah.
Mr. Yeah, what's the interval?
Well, -1 to 3.
-1 to 3.
You know, like
Trey, you'll be here after school.
What?
You'll be here after school.
Where else will I be?
Yeah,
I live here.
I know.
Yes, neither.
I was just gonna ask first derivative is like UPC and right? And then the second derivative is concavity, but concavity like always like not absolutely local. Like we see like concavity changes as also coming back.
Concavity change is not max and min. It's actually it's called inflection point.
Yeah, that's a negative one. I could actually, it's a point where like yeah. Okay, that's not. Yeah, okay, there. That's our one. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that 5 or 3?
Which one?
Like the limited.
The second one
Yeah.
Yeah, the second.
is Can somebody get a door?
With Mr. Norton, we just have to install Office 360 onto your laptop and smartboard computer. Take 1 minute.
My laptop?
Yeah, if you have a school laptop.
I don't have school
You
laptop.
don't have an OCPS laptop?
No.
Okay, we just have to do your smartboard computer.
Smart board computer.
The one that's connected to the one that you use.
But I
Unless
use
you're on-
Mac though,
It's your own for both?
Yeah.
Okay, you're good then.
so you don't have one. Okay, thank you.
No problem.
By the way, can my son join Miss Norton's class? Which year you have to be?
Yeah, he doesn't have. You don't have to be a certain year. What period does he want to switch into?
I don't know. First period? Maybe?
First period, then yeah, he could. 'Cause first period's pretty empty, I think. So you could just switch in.
the bathroom?
I can talk to Norton about it today.
Because he's in this class. It's kind of boring.
Yeah, I can ask Norton and he can tell me which class.
Because I want him to learn something actually.
He's one of my officers. He's so nice.
Actually hands on.
I mean, yeah, me and Fabian like went to a classroom to like fix some stuff like 2 days ago. So I can ask for sure. He can tell me which periods he has spots in, and I'll like text you, and then I'll like.
Because if you feel like this class got boring,
Which class is that?
bunch of computers inside.
Oh, like computer science, like the lab.
Not like next class, like for hardware.
Oh yeah, I'll ask for sure. I'll text you.
But does he teach you or he?
Yeah, he teaches you like the first 2 times, and after that, you kind of he just sends you to a class where he's like, hey, fix this issue, like, hey, hook the monitors up, fix this, whatever.
What if he doesn't know?
If he doesn't know, then he can just go back and Mr. Norton doesn't care as long as he learns. Because I spent the first like 2 weeks learning how to do stuff, and now he just sends me places. And before he sends you somewhere, he tells you what you're gonna do first, and he explains everything. So, and then you learn it because at this point we're like imaging laptops.
Patient?
Yeah.
Because my son sometimes.
Like, he's really
Yeah, smart.
Yeah.
But
he's super smart. But it's
He's
just like
probably a smart guy.
yeah, but the patience is. But he has a lot of. Mr. Norton does like give up, unless he's not trying. If he's not trying, then he'd give up. But if he is trying, he'd love to. He has a lot of patience. Like I came in, like I knew a lot about it, but he's still like super patient with me, even when I need to things. But that's why it's pretty much because again, the students make his life easier, so we can't really get it. Yeah. I'll ask.
All right. So in this, what is the absolute minimum and what's the absolute maximum? For the first one,
Absolute minimum is -1, -5.
where'd you get -1, -5?
What do you mean?
For the first one,
Oh, that one. Oh, absolute minimum is 1, -1.
what -1? Okay, 1 it's -1's the absolute minimum value. So if you do the table X and Y, you should plug in -1 first, and you should plug in 2, and you should plug in the 2 critical number, which is 0 and 1. So it's pretty much every single value in this case. But here it's gonna be 7, 0, -1, and 16. So this is the absolute max, and this is the absolute min. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, how many critical number you find on here?
2.
But do you know why it's 2?
Undefined.
Yeah.
There's undefined. But here's really interesting because you have f prime x is equal to 2 minus 3 times 2/3 times x to the -1/3, right? And then that's equal to 2 minus 2x to the -1/3. Now, it seems like there's only one, but there are actually two because there was 2 minus 2x to the 1/3. You need a combined fraction. If you combine fraction, it's going to be x to the 1/3. You multiply this x to the 1/3 over x to the 1/3. So it'll be 2x to the 1/3 minus 2 and x to the 1/3. So it turns out that there's 2x to the 1/3 minus 2 is equal to 0. And 2x to the 1/3 equal to 2. And x to the 1/3 is equal to 1. X is equal to 1. It turns out here x is equal to 0. A lot of people forget that there was 2, but only you can find it if you combine those two fractions. So you combine. And then you can evaluate all those numbers again. X, y. -1 is going to give you -5 and 0, 0 and 1, -1 and 3 is going to give you like something like 0.24. It's a very, very weird number, so that one's kind of hard to find, but you can plug in 3 and you can evaluate it. So you can find out what the absolute minimum maximum. Any questions here? No? Okay. That's it for today. 1. No. Any test question you can ask. Mario, you sure you got everything?
No, I think she's keeping the board.
This week.
80.
Yeah, you want to see my 4 pages of math that I did last night, and then you don't even have
Once you know it, it's
what?
once you know it, just know it every day. But you do it right. You check with somebody. You check with the.
I made Emily send me a question of explaining how to do all the questions. And she's got this thing.
That's why she's gonna say.
Yeah, I'll probably do
Oh yeah, so you've been like, bro, I did that. Tutor. Or people that it feels good when you do that. I mean, actually, I really think like you more like and like stupid on the yeah. I'm taking my chance. I hate 35 I wouldn't I hate the versions.
No, I know. Did you get what I'm saying? Wait, of that.
69, 70. Yeah, I thought society is integral, but we actually don't.
I don't know.
It's not mine.
Like I didn't. It's actually like
Bad. I feel very.
If you only got like 1 or 2 which right, I'm not gonna here. Yeah, I can go on deeper, like good grade and possible.
None of that.
Who else worked for it at school? But this guy, I followed the back.
I didn't even make contact.
You will.
Should I just?
Look at my one.
Lucia, what about now?
No, it did, bro. I did the ones that she liked.
I always get bitch about test.
I've only ever done that once. I've only done it once. I think I
like rat someone out so hard.
Jealousy for all.
I'm so glad.
Okay. Go next. She went.
Started laughing during the presentation.
I got a 6. I got oh, 6. 5, 6. What? No. I'm an ACC only one.
Because she wants me to be like.
Okay, you're gonna test the school.
Huh?
No,
Well, by that kind of work.
No. It's not in the corner. It's inside.
I mean, I don't go shower in here.
What's up?
Like, it's only
It's just a little triangle.
And it's also the water like they sign up. And there's the one with the
How much time we have?
No, not enough time. Not enough time. We have 10 minutes.
All right.
8 minutes. 625.
Like still sit challenge.
Yeah.
Let me stretch a little bit. I can, you have an idea on that.
It's like doing over.
I'm not gonna go stop everyone.
Boring is gonna be.
I'm going to come down here.
I was doing this work problems to do. No, but you guys sound so. Everybody why is he living in
Yo, I dropped you off to your house, bro. You're not. Oh, what was
Did he get like
right there is that.
What is on that worksheet? The first thing I'll do. Why am I?
What?
Oh, we figured that out. Yeah. I did. No, you did not. I did.
Oh, you're
Go back to Valencia. Buddy, you're that's actually not that bad. How much further down did you go? It's so brown. 13 brown.
How do you browner?
It's like literally brown right now.
Before I go.
Big nose.
You guys understand? Why? Oh,
Like, yes, but
I got that.
I definitely.
The only other after that,
I just don't think I'm driving.
I definitely feel like.
I don't spend like in when if you have that like episode.
Oh, that's it.
In a function. Like let's say a bunch of x squared.
well, last time I looked at my I lost it. I thought it was the looking at all the extension.
We were supposed to learn this, but we
I got a 410 on my reading.
Not to say, I want to break out. It's definition of the.
Yes, that's
That's right. Zero. I'm not.
She got all the events or he's gonna be the CEO of my company.
And this is true mind.
You're gonna be fully managing the in my company, I'll only bring me cookies. We're gonna make lost them all.
So this part,
Oh, we're gonna go back to back to uncle.
I want to be a master store.
Which one? So I think
Well, I tried mine. Down. Yeah. Well, I bought all the I'm not dude. I'm gonna buy something today because I'm gonna wait a minute. First 30 minutes.
I'll give it back on to her not.
Did you break it so you didn't
Basically,
How many these on here? Let the voice go.
It's like
For people who got like 20 hours on I'm not even anytime because I was dead. Oh, we gotta go. So I'm gonna go to I'm not allowed I can't actually go on this period, bro. Until I sign up for FLBS for yeah, he's not understanding you, bro. Mr. Yeah, that's bad news.
you are technically paying
Yo, take that, dude. I think I'm sorry. Bro, follow this shit. I'm gonna be I was like, so the white. Bro.
What? That's right. Song in the base. How the base for watching.
Bro, I was providing them lines, you have a provider.
Using Axiom. It's very simple. Yeah, big number two is equals two. But you get the deep.
You're staying with me.
I know what's this.
I got this one here. Man, I don't get working on that.
We're gonna work on
We're not worried about that.
But is that like how you think?
Shayla just did. They're like,
well, it depends.
So summation is basically like this. Oh, you know how factorial is like this one, this. Summation
The
is like that
function's
plus.
gonna be,
So you're going so that I
the function's gonna be x
so
squared.
if you're like
Two plus
if you're
x squared
you
because
have
you
like
start
that
two.
2 5
So you
They
finish this out.
just,
So this direction.
just the one.
Just like that.
Just one bracket.
Oh.
Essentially, it's a one.
Because your initial
Plus
value is
two.
5, so this is
Oh,
that
okay.
means this is
So
You
that-
wouldn't start.
And so in that way,
When
it
you do
is
the
like
integral, you figure
the amount of
it's like
rectangles,
you're looking at
instead of it being the amount of rectangles, the amount of times you do what you bring up.
Right, back to you.
Okay, thanks. Yeah.
Are you holding that? Okay.
Why did you not explain it to me separately?
So that is an A. The triangle means difference.
Good.
And
I'll see you
that's a I.
tomorrow.
That's all I know.
Wait, this is cool people math. Can you take a picture of me and I'll there, please?
Why?
We're doing cool people math.
I don't even know what that is.
You guys need to stop talking while I'm talking.
You don't
Bro,
talk
literally
about-
croissant 24/7,
It
bro.
was-
Like,
It
I
was-
swear to God. Hey, why is it so locked out?
It's the math in it.
No,
Look
like
at
it's
the math
a
in it.
bunch of lines. You don't like the math like this,
You suck.
like
Do they not have cameras in Iran?
like look.
Oh
What the math
Math
is-
is all over his head.
you can't have the math.
Wait,
in
the
it.
math is in it.
How is
But
that
I'm
in
talking.
it, bro?
But I'm talking.
It's not in it. It's just the whiteboard behind you.
Okay, wait, now we'll get closer. Yeah, you might get closer. And I'll do nothing to say it. Because you're fast.
Oh, okay. I'll take it.
Which did you
I don't
want?
deserve my help.
Doing this.
I say 0.5. Yeah. Okay, wait.
We had to document the cool people.
Yeah, but they're cool. Mr. That showed up on the AP exam last year.
And we didn't learn it. And we didn't learn it. The only person that learned it was Emily because her boyfriend had taught her the night before the exam.
Emily who?
Emily. She is in this class, Mr. A.
Um,
Bye, Mr. Thank you.
Her name is Emily.
Bye, Lucia.
Wasn't even her boyfriend. She was like going out on her first date with this guy. And he was like, so what have you been up to? And she was like, calculus AP exam tomorrow. And he was like, oh, do you know everything? She was like, yeah. And then they were looking at practice problems and one of those came up. And she was like, oh, can you teach me? And he taught her. And then they never went out again because she didn't actually like him.
Oh.
But
Okay, first day doing calculus.
but he
I
taught
would
her
never
that, which
go
is the
out.
most valuable lesson, which is why she got such a good score. That's why. It's just because she knew it.
Wow. She went on a date before the AP exam?
Yeah, that's like
crazy.
I don't get
That's
people.
Student, 1 minute remaining until class.
oh, her. It's not her sister's. Her. Went out on a date. What a nerd. On the first day, I teach you calculus? Oh no.
Her boy, or not her, the guy that she was on a date.
Yeah, that's like. That's a bound to fail
Why are
right
you
there.
like, why are you like, oh, I'll teach you calculus.
Yeah, that's
Wait,
bound
that's
to
like
fail.
me vibes. Get out of here. I'm not even lying.
It's a bound to fail there.
Well, I did.
Teach calculus on first day. Like that's what you should not do.
Didn't do that today.
Now let's say I have real structure.
After
Back
this,
in the day. Oh, I was wanted me to show you a reel.
I know I saw it.
No, a
Go,
different
I'll
one.
be right back.
That's it.
I go to my
Another
It showed
A different
about Newton, and
No, that one was funny.
you should do a comparison. You and this.
I should. He said,
Edit, but like.
well, he said a lot of things.
Ooh.
Wait. Please tell Mr. Ye that I sent this to you and I wanted you to show him. What? I'm gonna show that to him. And he was like, you have to. I was like, okay. And then he said, is this Mr. Ye in 15 years?
Howden?
When you were around, did you ever see these little regular?
Is that Mr. Ye in 15
Why does that
years?
look like me?
I thought that was funny.
I'm offended.
He really likes to be offended. Alright, bye, Mr. A.
But
X and Y. Yeah, for this one,
Yeah.
y you do it, you divide by x squared.
Yeah, so basically like. So basically, you want to put it like in the radical, and then like x squared over radical.
Maybe you want to put it in the right.
So like if I have like this, I want it to be like that. Because this is the square root, right? So,
Yeah.
so then you would do x squared, because technically the x is in the square root also. And like wait, let me write
I'll
out.
write it in multiple ones.
So it's like divide by the
So you get that you divide by this, right? That's not it.
yeah, I think that's the greatest degree on the denominator.
Yeah. Okay. So then you do this, but this is technically in the radical. So if I did x, so x radical is gonna give me. How do I explain this to you? Wait. So your teaching's hard. How do I explain to him that it has to be x squared to be in the radical to give him x?
Because imagine that if you take it outside, it's gonna be x. But the problem is you divide it. This is inside the radical, so it has to be x squared. Now, if you take it outside the thing, it's x. It's technically you still divide by x. You're not divided by x squared. If you take it outside the radical, it's x. But since you want to place something inside the radical, it has to be square root of x squared.
Is it the two right here?
It was roots 2, yes.
Yeah, because this will give you x.
Yeah, this one.
But then these two will cancel.
Remember this 2 over 2, our roots. Yeah, it's 2 over 2 is 1.
So like
So if you want to be inside the radical, it has to be x squared. If you divide it by x inside, you actually divide it by square root of x. You're not divided by x first. If you want to divide it, you are dividing x to 1 half to it.
I think I understand. Okay, so let's start with the basis. So if I have like, so what would I do?
Yeah.
You get that? So like, what if I had like, okay, so you get that, right? Let's just do x. So you want to divide it by x, but because it's in the radical, if I just divided this by x, that's telling me radical x. That tells me I'm dividing by radical x, which is not what we want. We want to divide just by x. So divide just by x, we have to square it. So that's right. That confusing more.
I think I think I get it because this wouldn't just be x.
Yeah.
This would be
radical.
so yeah, they make it the x, you have to make it
Square to cancel. Yeah, I see. Right.
get it first.
Oh, good.
I was not getting that.
Okay.
Well, I get it now.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool.
So you just don't know what I said.
Wait, Mr. Ye, I need help. I don't understand the notes.
Which part?
Like, I don't understand when you would try negative infinity also. Is that only when you have the two asymptotes?
Any radical, like rational radicals, they have 2 horizontal angles.
Right, and then also.
And you had to reach negative 30, you had to reach your top.
So there you would do both positive and negative infinity. You would try both of them.
Yeah.
Okay, and then also for the absolute value and then.
So absolute value, what happened here is absolute value, if I reach infinity, then I'm going to use the x function.
Mhm.
If I'm reaching negative infinity, because on the left side, remember, it's a piecewise.
Right.
So I'm going to use a negative x function. And you divide it by x top and bottom.
Mhm.
And you divide it by x, this will go to 0, this is going to go 2, and this is going to go -1. So it's -1 over 2.
Okay, I see.
But because it's going to negative x.
Mm.
If it's going positive x, you have to choose the x. If you go to if we go to negative x, you had to choose the negative x because it's a piecewise function. You had to decide which route you go into. Just like when we do a limit question, we have to decide is it positive x minus 4 or negative parentheses x minus 4.
Okay.
Is it on the left side? It's going to be negative x minus 4.
Right.
On the positive side, it's going to be x minus 4.
Right. So then, what would like an actual like AP question look like? Like, would they just give you this function and be like,
They say find horizontal asymptote, or they even tell you find vertical asymptote.
okay,
So then you had to say limit x approaching infinity or
Or
limit x
negative
approaching negative infinity. So you had to do two things,
yeah.
either shoot infinity or negative infinity. But in every exam, you can tell right away that's going to be 2/6, which is
Right.
1/3. It's pretty easy. You don't have to do that work. It's multiple choice. But if it's on the FRQ, then you had to show the work.
Okay. And then also for like, I remember you explaining it one of the other days, but you're like, if it's a radical in the limit or something, you don't have to do plus minus.
Yeah. So
I didn't understand that.
let's say today if x equal to square root 4.
Okay.
This so square root 4 is not plus minus 2. That's a 2.
Yeah.
But if you have x squared is equal to 4, then you square root both sides.
Top and vertical is on the bottom.
And then this is going to give you x equal to plus minus 2. So in this case, you have two answers because 2 is going to tell you 2 root. This is 1. So that makes x equal to 2. So there's two different questions. One's x equal to root 4, one's x squared equal to 4.
Okay.
Root 4 is just 2. Anytime root 4, it's not going to get plus minus 2 ever.
Right.
It's always 2. And the x squared, when you have to square both sides, you have to answer. Also another way to tell, like if you ever graph x squared minus 4, that's going to look like this. And negative 2 and 2. It's going to have 2x in this. In this case, just x equals to 2 is going to be like 1.
Yeah.
It's going to be like this. There's only 1.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, if you ever graph this x, yeah.
So it would be.
Okay. I'm gonna go back out.
Logarithm.
Thank you.
Because there's x out and it'd be log base e over 2. And log base e is just yeah. Okay. And that's how you solve it. So
Can somebody open the door and outside and separate us outside? Is separate outside?
Missy, are we going over the test next week?
You can go over it now.
Oh, okay.
If you need help with any question, you can help with each other. But we're gonna grade it on Monday.
Grade on Monday.
I can ask, like, you guys can go over the test if you want.
Okay.
All of us?
You can, yeah.
Oh.
I only have one person have to take.
Oh wait, is that the one you have? Are you bringing over?
yeah.
Oh, you can have it. Oh, someone's good.
Why is the education system so much? School, like,
I'd rather just.
they put me in classes that apparently I'm not qualified to be in.
Bad idea.
And now my counselor is gonna take all my senior privileges
I'm trying to understand.
and put me in a bunch of freshman classes. Because first of all, when she was putting me in those classes, she didn't like check if I'm qualified or whatever for it. So she just put me there. Miss Thompson. And like I'm thinking I'll do it online. She's like, well, I'm not seeing you doing it, so I don't trust you.
feel like I'm just gonna.
Well, you have to do it.
Yeah.
If you have Slack,
I mean, like, I'm not Slack. I'm doing it together. I need to sign up, but like, she's not even giving me time to sign up, and like, I'm still in those classes. She told me we have 1 week. AP Gov and Macro.
just take those classes.
But I want to do those on AP, and I don't want to do like
You saw the
world history AP
I did do that.
and AP FOP.
Phillips?
Huh?
I get
Phillips?
it.
Yeah.
What's the world history? It is
No, world history. No, not AP world. I don't want to do AP world overall because I'm not gonna be doing segment 2, and I'm not gonna pass the AP world test with just one segment. Because I did it. I didn't even do honors. Just a regular world history when I came to America.
Yeah. I hear the whole education is
Like,
bad.
she only cares about graduating. In Iran, is that you would say that kids that are 20 years old, they're still in school. They didn't graduate. They would keep them there until like they're like ready to graduate.
I was so
They used to do that, but it was like it comes down to like somebody end up like dating something. That's what it was like.
But like,
Like a 20-year-old dating like
yeah,
a
in Iran, we don't have that problem because it's like an all boys school or all girls school. But like, that's such a stupid thing. Like just looking at it.
My pitch last year, or first period last year.
And like, why does the school only have like 5 counselors for this many kids? The only counselor that's good is farm. Like I would say, like any counselor could be good.
Karate.
Karate, yeah, not farm. Karate is like the only counselor that's good. Did you sign Apex? Yeah, that's good. Karate actually helps it. I didn't even know I had language requirements halfway through my junior year.
Yeah, you have to take 4 years.
And they didn't tell me any of that. I had to take like 4 semesters. And like nobody told me that. So I have to like bench like French right now because like none of my counselors don't. Like they just look at you graduating. They don't care about anything else. And you can't graduate without language, but you can't go to college without it. So nobody just didn't told me anything. I don't even know if my absences will be excused though.
There's an extra beat in it.
What is it? So if I'm absent to one class only,
Oh, this is it.
does that count as a whole after?
No.
It's like a tardy thing.
Unless you like miss like in the midday.
Oh yeah, this is
Yeah, it's like in the middle of the day. It's my 5th period, and I'm not in it. I'm just in. I'm not like not in the class.
You don't have that class, or you have that class.
I don't. But it's
Don't wanna go.
This one, yeah.
Yeah, you might get in trouble for that, depending on how picky the teacher is.
I mean, I talked, but she's okay with it. It's
Bunch of
not
idiot inside,
huh?
bunch of stupid people inside.
Oh, is that what you're trying to say?
Are there stupid still in the class?
Mhm.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of stupid people. No, I'm being so serious, but there's this kid.
Oh, you're talking about this thingy?
There's this kid.
Oh, I think you're
He
talking about this.
cheated on his geometry EOC and got a
Oh,
2.
that one? Oh, yeah.
Like that's stupid.
You're right. Oh, I thought you were right.
They just cheat a lot in that class.
What are you doing?
You just showing me. I just forgot the rule for like.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I walked in last night.
No, wait, that makes sense.
Actually,
I just don't like it.
but this is gonna be like literally my nemesis. Cause it's all like calculation. Like I know all the knowing stuff. It's just so many calculations that I know I'm gonna mess up something.
Yeah.
Do we have homework? Again?
Yeah, you do.
I just gotta like do. I don't know. Like block.
Okay. Yeah, it's all calculation. It's just there's
Yeah. I mean, the last 2 pages are kind of like smart things. Like that graph one actually took me a while to understand that.
Which one?
The graph. You had to like find the slope yourself with the graph.
You had to take it to the first.
Yeah.
Like
And the
for
derivative
repeated
is
name.
spelled generically. Generic derivative.
Yeah, I just didn't know like a
Really?
line
Show me
formula.
how you do it though.
They're so nice.
Did you ask somebody how to do it?
I watched Leonardo.
Bro, they're actually like a brick.
He is so good. I was literally, I think I watched like 4 hours of his videos. Just like chemical. He went over everything,
But some of them taste better.
like how chain rule is made,
Actually, I don't know.
how like the D over DX thing is.
Implicit.
It's probably a steep.
Yeah, implicit and
It's like the.
explicit.
Yeah, if in Calc 1 I would do that, but in Calc 2 no.
Yeah.
I already did that last year. I don't want to do it
You're like,
again.
no, you don't have to. No, I'm not saying you should do it. But like, I was saying like he did it like really good. I actually
He is,
understood
he
it.
is.
Like he's a really good. Like I watch some of these like YouTube stuff. You watch it, they just show you how to solve it. They don't tell you like how.
No,
I
he's
feel
not
like-
actually. That's his class in college.
Yeah, like
That's he just filmed his class.
yeah, like, it's like actually like
Yeah.
I really like the way he like teaches it.
I didn't.
I actually understand. I like it when it's like when you tell me like where that comes from. Like
I wouldn't.
if someone that tells me, yeah, this is this, like just.
What's this?
Yeah, just like this.
I hate when that teacher does that.
I don't. I'm like, okay, but like, why? Like, where did it come from? But like, he literally explains everything, and he has like some different videos that he explains like some stuff, like product rule.
Last year I decided I don't know why.
Yeah, they now you're gonna use product rule to find like
And I watched them. No, that's just like the rest, but like it was. I took AP pre-calc. Okay.
integration by
It's like,
parts.
Um.
Integration by parts is actually integral.
AP
but
and then I have these things.
You're using product rule
And then I
to
have.
find out the
have
integrals, which is actually kind of cool.
ATR.
He will explain that.
I'll probably take AP.
I'm watching his videos. I'm almost done with this platform.
Oh,
There's just 2 more.
chemistry.
I think it's 3 more.
I wish I could.
I don't know.
Like.
Yeah, he's probably like if there's a professor like that for like physics, it'd be so helpful.
It would be so good.
Yeah, like if he taught physics,
And moral is so
then
good.
that'd be actually very good. It's like I just can't find any teacher that teach physics like that. The somebody very close, but he's very understand. He's very hard to understand.
There's this guy named Physics Ninja. I watch him a lot.
No, maybe I watch Dr. D one.
I don't like how he explains it.
It's just like a law.
I love the he's
He like sometimes makes it overcomplicated.
no, he's so smart. That guy is like just like off the bridge.
So like for me, I don't understand because he doesn't cover like the simple physics stuff, does he? I don't
No,
think.
he only cover physics 1, physics 2, but he does it very hard. Like he does like hard stuff.
Yeah, he does really good. I don't understand when I was watching the video.
Really? What are you taking? Oh, okay, this is this one.
But for pre-calc and stats are really easy for me.
Yeah. Are you good at science and math?
So I can play darts.
Are you a senior?
I'm like, what do I look like?
No, I think I knew you were a senior, but I never registered in my head. And then I realized you were a senior, and I was like,
Oh yeah. Gotta be in college.
oh yeah, don't you have to do college now?
It's actually a freshman. I am freshman in hard.
I think that's all the questions on that.
Okay, so
It's okay. Okay.
you guys know how to do everything on the test, or do you guys look over the test?
Oh yeah. I'm just gonna.
No, you can look at what the over.
Yeah. I'll look over it. I'm gonna wait till my test comes out. Did it kind of give you a good period? Or
Looks good.
took it away?
I'm not qualified for that.
For AP?
No, for Go.
You can't take go if you're not finished with like other history.
I don't think people care which order you take.
Okay.
I think they just want to give you a hard time.
Supply cancel, Miss Thompson.
Well,
Is she white?
That you're a senior.
No, she just wants me to graduate.
Is she
like-
white?
No,
Wait.
she's black. She just like she doesn't even care what I'm like telling her. Like she was looking at my stuff, and she's like, "Why are you doing so many APs? Just like do the requirements." I'm
What
like
do
I
you
can
say?
do the requirements. Like
No, you have a right to say I want to take this class because I want to be a Penn student. I don't want to just mediocre.
she doesn't care. She's like, "You gotta graduate."
But I understand that. You do need to graduate.
I mean, she probably deals with a lot of kids that say the same thing as me and they don't do it. And they're like, yeah, I'll sign up for it. And then they never
Yeah, because at the end of the day, they worry about their graduation.
Yeah.
Wait, which ones did you
So,
get?
like, she's like a regular counselor. She deals with like kids that are like,
They really know I got caught.
Yeah,
like
I got signed off.
if she's seeing all these APs I'm doing, like I will do it the whole night.
This one? Oh, this one we just spent for now. So, nice, right? Or you want to try it now?
So yeah.
Wait, Mr. Yang, the very last question, were you supposed to make a linear equation? Plug it. Oh my gosh, dude, are you serious?
I tried.
It's actually the hardest one.
I don't know.
Really, I made a linear equation and then I was like, no, this can't be right. So I got rid of the y values and then just put the slopes in. And I got it wrong.
I don't think anybody got it right.
I'm selling. I'm selling. Something for you.
So I think what you do is when you just put like this over it. Or you plug in
Yeah, you-
0 first.
Yeah, and then zeros. So then, yeah, you put all of x. Yeah.
We just do 2x
Well, you would put in the two afterwards. I would write down the
and
over x minus 3x. Over x over x. And now we're just gonna be 1 minus 3x over x. Or sorry, 1 minus 3.
you just put everything over.
Yeah. And then, then you multiply this. You just have,
So it'd be 1
times 2, yeah. So you have 1 minus 3 over 2, which is just be negative 2.
and a number. This is also
Oh wait, how'd you get negative 4? But if you multiply the other 2 at the bottom, so this would be like, oh wait, what did you do here? Yeah, wait, so this is right.
By the equivalent of 4.
Why are you multiplying your top? Yeah, because basically like this is technically divided, right? So this thing like that. So I don't have to multiply this by 2. Yeah, I'm gonna multiply this. So it's dividing. It's not kind of like. It's not like 1. I don't know. Does that make sense? Like if I had like this, like tan x times sine of 2x, I'd have to multiply all of this by 2. But because it's just dividing. So like for instance, if I had like 3 over 8 times 4 over 6, I could just multiply 4 over 6 by 8 over 8, right? Yeah. So the same way here, I can just multiply this by 2. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Already so. Yeah, so
You're like, that's like breaking out.
yeah, I'll explain it when we get back. Or Monday.
Where do you want this, Mr.
Nice. I'm gonna have a successful day today.
We did it. That's stupid.
Yeah, they're doing now. I mean, I could be before this, but I'd rather come here. I'm scared.
Bye. So you don't have a period now? Huh?
No.
Never or
Like she gave me a week to sign up to finish English and sign up for world history on Apple.
are you still helping Aaron?
Huh?
You still helping Aaron?
Yeah, I couldn't help him last weekend. He says he wants to study on weekend. He can't do weekdays. And last week I was sick with I couldn't. But this weekend I'll see him. I don't think he's gonna be available. He usually isn't there for Sundays, so I'm just gonna see him tomorrow. He said he has problems with algebra.
His teacher actually does a pretty good job.
Algebra.
He'll be fine. He tries at least.
Yeah, that's like the most important thing for me.
Some kids just don't try.
Yeah.
All right.
Students should now be back from A1.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 407-697-4543 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Okay. Hmm. Oh. Are you gonna go 600 building anytime soon?
Which one?
600 building, my old classroom.
Oh, your old classroom? No, but I can go there. It's Greenwald's.
You know, my old classroom had a fencing bag. Remember, I was supposed to be thrown away that day.
I wasn't there, but sure, I know I looked.
I mean, if you get a chance, go over there. Just toss it in the garbage.
Okay.
Okay. If you ever get a chance, though. I'm writing a pre-calc test right now.
Oh, they haven't tested it?
Simplify. What's the last question?
Teachers, please release your students for B1.
Go to the lunch. Forgot my lunch. Yeah, why didn't print our waste too much my package? Um, 80 bucks. They're so expensive. I bought one for myself. I don't think
Yeah, the printer they lose money on. They make money on cartridge.
yeah, like
It's very smart. I was like,
I did not expect it to be that expensive.
they are expensive. And in this printer, it had a drum and cartridge. So each one's 80 bucks. So the printer itself only costs 100 bucks. So
Yeah, I got my printer like 300, and the card is for me is like 40 something, I think.
which one is it? Canon?
No, it's H. Oh, the card is.
No, the brand. The cheapest brand is Brother. I think this is the cheap.
I have an HP.
Yeah, I used to have HP. I don't like it. It's like, I don't know, weird.
But yeah, that's like really good. What about the-
It really say Algebra 1 test.
There's the algorithm. Like, how do you think I'm gonna do on it?
You fail this one, probably.
This is actually like disturbing. Like, I'm actually like worried for America's future in this thing. It looks so.
Dude, calm down. Let's get an
Like
update.
short up. Simplifying, bro. Is that everyone was trying to like tell them simplifying like fractions? They didn't know like what 27 was like simplify like I don't know simplify like 20 to 3 over 20. I mean, I bet 93. That one's over.
There's more.
I know. This we like brought two back here. Because we're eventually gonna forget that we can bring some more bags over here.
You know, we can like find something else to eat. This is something me and you can eat both at the same time. You can probably bring some meat.
Plus, I need help.
About what?
I want you to explain something before I let you do the math test.
Okay. What is it?
Inequality is something about I'm thinking about when do I know when to change the signs?
When you divide it by negative.
Divide by negative and
Divide by negative or multiply by negative?
huh?
Divide times by negative number.
Okay, divide or times by negative.
Yeah. You didn't know that?
No, I just forgot.
What do you mean you forgot? Like negative 2x greater than 8, greater than 10. If you divide it by negative 2,
I know
And
that
that's
the divide was 1, but I forgot that multiply negative.
yeah, you could like so if it's negative 1/2 x, then you multiply by 2. Same thing.
Also, imaginary numbers.
You know how to rationalize. You did it yesterday. Just simplify to a plus bi form.
No, the imaginary number is a graph. I forgot about that. I think graph was.
Oh. I teach you yesterday.
I'm actually asking questions.
It's 2 minus 3i. This is a 1. 2. This is called a real x. That's imaginary. So this is gonna go 2, and this is minus 3i. Minus 3i, like this. So this point is gonna be 2 minus 3i. That point, that's it. Because this is just like 2 on one negative 3. Now I can trick you, I can say negative 3i plus 2. Then you're still gonna go 2.
So
because I is axis.
so L include the I.
Oh,
Point.
no.
Okay.
No, this is the point it's gonna be good.
Point 2. It was absolute value.
Absolute value. So like for example, absolute value basically is like this. You find a distance. This is the absolute value of 2 minus 3, which is equal to this 2, 3. So it'd be 2 squared plus squared square root. The square root of it's gonna be a distance here. So remember it's a squared plus b squared plus c squared. In order to find out the c squared, don't worry about I in this case because the I doesn't matter. This is only the distance. Otherwise, you're gonna end up subtracting this back. That's equal to c squared. So c squared is equal to 13. So c. So this is equal to 13. Okay. That's okay. So, you know how to factor the common difference of the cube? Do you know how to do that?
What do you mean?
Soap?
Yeah.
You know how to use soap?
Yeah, I do know.
You know how to factor by grouping?
Right.
Six.
I'm hoping everyone's here today.
I don't think so. I think a lot of people are sent up.
What?
I think Nicholas Lester is.
They're gonna be like,
What happened to Nicholas Lester?
is he like missing for like a week? One time he went missing for like a month, I think.
What? Maybe I should tell him to drop out of class. He was gonna drop out next. I told him not to. I seem like he's trying,
Yeah, he was.
but I don't think he can last. I don't think he can last.
Wait, is it a guy in pre-calc?
Yeah,
I don't remember seeing anything like him.
white kid. That's why you don't remember because you're not here a week. He's not here for a week. That's the reason why you don't know him.
So he's gonna cost everyone 5 points again.
I don't think it's gonna be him missing. That class, there's a lot of kids who like skip because they're the test. Let's see, is Cookie smarter or his brother?
Cookie smart.
Cookie smarter.
Brother, his brother break all kind of math when I saw him.
Oh, really? He wasn't good today, obviously.
Did you tie your shoelaces? Thank you. My goodness.
I'm stressed for Italian class.
What?
I don't like that class.
Why? I know that's your favorite class before.
I mean, it's
Go eat, go eat, go eat.
way down. Fine. I'll come back. I'll come back to Tuesday. I've been getting to know my classmates a little more.
Yeah.
Today.
Which class?
Luhan's the ace English teacher
Mm-hmm.
and Italian as well.
Mm-hmm. Which period is your English?
Third.
Tomorrow when you go to third, can you help me throw away that fencing bag? Just throw it in the dumpster.
What do you mean?
You know, I have a fencing bag. Remember that day we're moving?
Yeah.
And he keep on wanting me to go pick it up, but I don't. He emailed me like 4 times.
Isn't it a she?
No, he.
Who? I'm saying that
My old classroom. My old classroom. Do you remember my old classroom?
Oh yeah, right.
Just go over there. Just say, ask my dad want me to throw away a fencing bag.
Well, do you want me to carry the fencing bag?
Throw it in a dumpster.
Where do I find the dumpster?
Outside. You know where the dumpster is with all stuff in it.
You want me to go outside the school? Is that what
Yeah,
you're
just
saying?
tell him to open the door for you, and you can throw out if you got a chance. Because he's been emailing me left and right. I just never have time to go to that side of classroom. I didn't want to reply him anymore. I already told him I'm gonna go later, but I didn't.
Can you put it in a different position if I would have S?
No, but out of that's that one. They just come right up into it.
Right then.
Right, have a good day.
Do I get to play after this?
Well, we gotta go to the prom, but yes, after this. Oh, man. Like that would only pull up.
Transfers. I'm eating each other's heads. Isn't that crazy? I mean, I'm going up and down. That's why. Oh, that's why. Oh, there's 4 desks now. Why are they using the order?
Yeah, I was having.
It's Monday. Like,
I don't. I was like,
okay. Is there clothes?
I was like, oh, it's 6. My musician was great.
Oh, yeah.
Wow,
No.
that's terrible. Oh, why?
Oh, I see.
Are you serious? Oh, I'm gonna wreck you.
I would have missed for Lady Gaga. She canceled?
Why did she cancel?
For voice string.
So you go all the way there.
You go all the way there.
Why don't they just let you know earlier?
I hate when just bugs.
Is that not literally her
Huh?
job? She's fucking You're talking about
So
something.
didn't even tell me that. We were standing there. The doors were closed like 7. Open at 7. The first time she started at 8 around 8. We were out there, standing there. We were standing there at 8. She posted on her Instagram story. She just told the staff in the censor. I was like, sorry for her phone. Because my voice, I don't want damage.
Do you get a refund?
They should give you a refund.
Hey, make up
She postponed it, but still, it's
Where's that at anyway? Where's that? In Miami?
yeah. So send me.
Well, that's gonna be a drop of about 4 hours.
No, you can do one with that.
Oh, that's cheap turns.
Brandy, look. If you go there,
They got some kind of thing sound.
Santiago just got.
Yeah.
I didn't print it out.
Is it gonna be a Monday?
Oh, no chest today?
Tuesday?
But do you understand everything?
Yeah.
That's good.
My wife
Yeah, don't move around. And today there's like a lot of kids going to like a University of Chicago thing.
Oh,
yeah.
the lady goes, I asked, so like in terms of requirements, like SAT score, GPA, she's like, oh, we're test optional, but I would say our median is like, 1530 to 1550. The whole room is just like, what? No, she's saying that's the median for SAT scores. For what? For you Chicago.
Yeah.
1530.
1530 to 1550.
That's a big difference.
It is. They're test optional. They're test.
Oh yeah, it's the test optional.
They're test optional, so that's why it's skewed up.
Are they
But,
still test optional?
yeah, they've been for the past 7 years.
But the test optional it's tricky though. Like some people like does a lot of like resume type of stuff.
Yeah.
So they like you build a software and that like yeah, if you already built a software in high school and you don't get it.
No, yeah, but what she was explaining is that they have this like thing in their admission, like if you choose to submit your SAT, but let's say it's like a 1200, and they look at it and they're like, yeah, it's not gonna help the application. They just like don't even count it. They don't even look at it. So I guess that's nice.
Yeah, and also like
That's what they say to get more.
also that I know that their essay is really hard.
Well, it's not that it's hard. It's just really different.
Yeah.
Like it's like a really random. Like I think she was saying, she gave us 2 questions. One question was, if you were an animal, what animal would you be and why? Right. That was one question for their essay. And then their other essay was, if you like, let's say tomorrow you woke up in a random planet, right? And a group of Martians approached you, like what is like a picture? What is something you would show them? Like one thing being like a picture, a song, or like a movie, right? Or anything like that that would describe to them all of humanity. That was one of their questions. But we were all sitting there like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I remember their essay is really hard to.
Yeah, but that's really cool though. They also let you submit a video at the end. Yeah, it's kind of like you could like. They said they don't want you to sit down and be like, "Hello, good afternoon. My name is Donald Gay." Like they want you to like be goofy. Like some girl, her video was her making slime and just like talking about slime, and they let her in. So that's kind of good. I also didn't know it was a top 20 school for some reason. I thought the University of Chicago was just like,
It's a one of the best school in the world.
yeah, it's a top 20. I didn't know that. I thought
It's a really good school.
yeah, I thought it was like a school.
I have a 2 student guy. I don't know.
No, like,
Yeah, one of the girl, my student, actually, so she got me. She's like, and then she worked really hard. You're not Haitian? Oh, what's your mom?
Ethiopian Eritrea.
When do you move here?
I was born here, but my parents came. My mom, she came when she was 16. She was in Canada.
I wish you.
My dad came to my mom when she was 16 came to Canada, and then my dad took like 19 with her. I was born.
All right, so no PDA, no PDA.
There is no PDA. We're talking about college.
Oh my God.
What?
No, you gotta kiss him.
I might be a buffer, but I'm not getting.
Are you sure?
I'm just not.
Yeah.
You are a vertical asymptote. I called Jacob a horizontal asymptote. All right. Have a seat.
I don't know. Like he's like straight. But it's like if he has looked on this
Vertical asymptote.
what does that mean? Also,
I remember I told you the analogy with vertical asymptote is like if you're gay. Horizontal asymptote eventually. You don't remember that? No?
Vertical asymptote straight though?
It is straight, but it's like no, I'm just saying like no much. Okay.
I want to get
All right, so all right, so you guys have. Do you guys have any question about test review? Do you know how to make the function differentiable? Yes. No.
Could you review it?
You don't know how to do it.
Okay, take that. Okay, so now make sure I did it right.
Yeah, you slope on the left and equal to slope on the right, but they have to be continuous first.
Yeah.
Now, on the BC exam, there was 1 year there was an exam where like the slope on the left side is equal to the right side, but the function is never continuous, so it's actually not differentiable. So you should check are they continuous first, Brendan. What are you doing? Okay, you should check if they're continuous first before you check differentiable, because there was a one question that they just give you a piecewise function and they say, oh, this function differentiable, and that you check the slope on each side if they both equal to 1/2, but then people says yes, it's differentiable, but end up is not even continuous to be differentiable. So you have to check if those two functions will equal each other at a piecewise function, and then the slope have to equal each other in the piecewise. So that's how you determine on a differentiable. You cannot just jump straight to differentiable. And pretty much, I think 90% that year, everybody missed that question, even though it's easier than BC question. But that BC question, that AB question was harder than the other one. So most of the people did miss it. So you gotta make sure you check are they continuous first before the differentiables. All right. So for math today, do you guys remember how to find critical number? Oh, no, sorry. Let me start talking about what's extreme value theorem first. Now, obviously, we haven't covered mean value theorem yet. So let me go over as fast as I can. I'll just issue the work and then you guys can move on. But make sure when you come back on Tuesday, because Monday is the block day. I don't even think you will show up to school, right?
We kind of have to. It's like a senior
You're doing
assembly.
it.
They talk about graduation and stuff.
So I'm not going.
Yeah, it's just not.
So I might not be at school. Maybe if my
Okay, damn. Fuck. I mean, I got.
Who gives a shit about that?
I'm gonna get all the information anyways, Miss J. I'm not. I've been doing my graduation.
Why don't I just like live stream it so everyone don't have to come to school?
Nothing's happening right
Yeah.
But you don't need to know that.
Okay, so I'm gonna go through things really quickly. Hopefully, I can get my computer to work.
Mr.
Yeah.
Is what we're learning today going to be on the test?
No. Oh, apparently I'm still streaming. I didn't say anything inappropriate. Correct.
No.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know.
Huh?
I don't think so. Oh yeah, you did do that. You close him again.
I didn't call him gay. I called him horizontal asymptote.
I heard what you talked to him.
Yeah, but then you explained it.
So what I'm gonna do is that I have a very good plan for the math shirt.
Oh,
It says are you a horizontal asymptote? And I'll put a barcode of that video. A barcode video of me talking about horizontal asymptote. So
Yeah, so you have to watch the video. No, I'm
they have to watch the whole video.
the whole video. Because we played.
All right.